Welcome students in our fourth video lecture of cloud computing security. In continuation of previous video, that is detection and forensic in cloud computing. Detection and forensic are the two important aspects of cloud computing as they deal with to identify the intruder and investigate the abnormal activity in our cloud network or services. Cloud computing services are patched with security measures so as to avoid threat which is or might be there in network or to the host, where each cloud service provider have their own way of managing security. Broadly, these securities are divided into specific group of IT service or security products, which are activity logs, host-based intrusion protection system, that is HIPS, network-based intrusion protection system, that is NIPS, fooling attackers by spoofing, such as one of the method that we are using, that is honeypot, and the last one is data audit. So we begins with activity logs. So as it has said, log files provide information but are costly in space, which means that many logging capabilities are included in operating system, applications, databases, devices such as firewall, network monitors, etc. It costs to invoke logging capabilities. Turning on logging requires the system to write log record constantly, and it also involves managing and achieving such data until it's no longer needed. However, log files provide some kind of evidence of how any fraud was committed, but intruder of digital fraud often escape simply because the victim does not have sufficient evidence to prove what he or she had did to his cloud services. Now, the second IT security product is host-based intrusion protection system and network-based intrusion protection system, that is NIPS. The key features of HIDS tool is automated detection, which says you the need to sort through the log files for unusual behavior once they have organized and compiled. We usually call it an application monitoring or a computer or a network for suspicious activity, which can include intrusions by external actor as well as misuse of resources or data by internal ones. So simply we can say that HIDS, that is host based intrusion protection system or detection system, is used to log the suspicious activity and report that activity to its administrator or manager who manage the devices or network. Whereas intrusion protection system is a system or a program which is employed to protect critical computer system containing some kind of crucial data against virus and other internal malwares. Or in other words, we can say that host intrusion protection system target to stop malware by monitoring the behavior of code. This make it possible to help keep your system secure without depending on a specific thread to be added to detect update. HIPS solutions protect the computer against known and unknown malicious activity or attacks. It is one of the runtime detection. So, all in all, an intrusion prevention system is a form of network security that works to detect and prevent identified or unknown threats. It continuously monitors your network, looking for possible malicious incidents or activity and capture the information about them and immediately inform or aware to the network administrator or the manager of the network or the device. Majority of intrusion prevention system utilize one of the three detection method. First one is signature based, statistical, anomaly based, and stateful protocol analysis. One of the popular software which is used for intrusion detection and prevention system is Snort, where Snort is an open source network intrusion detection and prevention system which is created in 1998. You can easily visit to Snort website by going to URL snort.org. In this website, you can find various videos and labs where you can make your own intrusion detection and prevention system for your. So first thing that you have to perform is to install the package for your operating system, Fedora, CentOS, and for Windows by simply clicking on Snort 2.9.15 installer.exe file. It will simply get downloaded on your machine. You can see the size is 3.2 MB. Now we simply click on save file, which will ask you save this file in your machine, in my machine, and after few seconds the snort file exe file will be downloaded in my machine for installation. So the first screen that will come on your screen is the license agreement or of your setup, which you have to agree after reading all the agreement. Then you have to select the components. So I am selecting all the three things, that is not the modules and the documentation, which required a space of 7.5 MB in my hard disk. After clicking the next button, it will ask me to give me the destination folder. So by default, it will come with C:/snort, where the space required is 7.5 MB. And now you can see within few minutes only, the snort setup is completed with all the signatures, wishlist, to do, snort manuals, PDF files. Now when this setup is completed, I will click on close button and a pop-up message will come on your screen, that is Snort has successfully been installed. So the first thing that we have to do in designing a detection and prevention system is to configure the snort.conf file, in which we have to give the proper path to allow the snort to find the rules and classification files. So students, after deciding where you want to install the snort, the next step is to decide how you want to track snort's output by using ASCII log files or by MySQL or by system logs. Immediately after that, you have to download and install Silicon Defense installer file from silicondefense.com. Then after installing, you have to download the most current rule sets from snort.org and other sources and place them in the snort rules folder. Now you have to double click the IDS center icon on the desktop, then right click the IDS center system tray icon and choose the settings. Now in settings, you have to click test configuration to test the default installation for errors, and then you have to configure the snort main settings by reviewing each IDS center area and making any needed changes. Save and test the configuration between configuration changes, and be sure to turn on and off the rules sets as needed in your environment. So finally, to test logging and alerting, create a test rule that any type of TCP traffic will activate, such as this alert space TCP space any to any network. So test rule, this is our test rule from TCP traffic detection. You have to save it. Students, remember, host-based intrusion protection system and network-based intrusion protection system are the same things, a collection of capabilities that make it tough to penetrate a network, where HIPS and NIPS can include the following elements. Some of the elements which is there in HIPS and NIPS are system and file monitors. This software looks for traces of hackers in log file. The monitor can watch login account, for example, and issue alert when account permission change. A system which is basically used as an indication that something malicious is going on. Next element is network intrusion detection system. This security program monitor data packets that travel through a network looking for a sign of hacker activities. The effectiveness of NIDS depends on whether it can sort real danger from harmless threat and from legitimate activity. So basically, it provides us a true alarm if we are talking about an effective network intrusion detection system. However, an ineffective NIDS raises too many false alarms and thus wastes the time. So the next key element of our HIPS and NIPS is digital deception software, which is basically used to deliberately mislead anyone who is attempting to attack the IT network. It can range from the simple spoofing of various service name to setting up traps such known as honeypot or honey nets. But this type of services can be expensive and security tab is unusual. Next key element is white listing software. This software inventories valid executable programs running on a computer and prevents any other executable from running. This type of program basically avoid hacker to upload their own program to this machine, reports to any attempt to run unauthenticated software, and also stop virus software and malicious activity. Next key element is unified threat management, which is basically a central functions take information from all the preceding components and identify threats by analyzing the combined information. So the last way of managing is data audit, where databases do log the names of the individual who changes data. They normally do not log who read any piece of data, but read data is easily stolen. If you plan on storing data in a cloud environment, you must address this issue. So students, kindly note all access to cloud resources should be recorded both for legitimate and illegitimate cloud users, which leaving evidence of the resource utilization. So the goal of detection and forensic is to capture a record of all situations. This allows organization to maintain a record of providing the organization information to close the gap while provide a record of what actually happened. We'll see you in the next video.